Hi students, today in this session we are going to discuss the concept of aromaticity. So before going to this, if you are first time to my channel, please subscribe my channel and tap the bell icon. So now let us comes to our concept, the concept of aromaticity. So generally aromaticity is derived from the Greek word aroma. Aroma means fragrance smell. Fragrance smell means fragrant odor, that is fragrance means pleasant smell. So the compounds which gives fragrant smell are said to be aromatic compounds. In olden days scientists thought like that, but later onwards scientists observed so many compounds like esters. So these esters also gives fragrant smell, but these esters are not the aromatic compounds. So later onwards they identified that the aromatic compounds are not the compounds which gives fragrant smell. Okay. So later onwards they thought that the aromatic compounds will consist of at least one benzene nucleus. So here it is a benzene. So the formula is C6H6 is the molecular formula of benzene. So all the aromatic compounds will consist of at least one benzene nucleus. They thought like that. But later onwards scientists observed so many compounds, that is aromatic compounds are there which does not consist of benzene nucleus. Suppose if you take this one, this is called pyridine. This is pyridine. This pyridine does not consist of benzene nucleus. Here there is one heteroatom, that is nitrogen is there. So that's why this pyridine does not consist of any benzene nucleus, but it behaves as aromatic compound. So that's why here the definition is also again violated. So that means the aromatic compounds may consist of benzene nucleus or may not consist of benzene nucleus. So later onwards scientists gave several properties which exhibits the aromatic compounds. So the compounds which exhibits the following properties are said to be aromatic compounds. So now let us go to the properties of aromaticity. So any molecule which exhibits the properties, the following properties is said to be aromatic compound. So let us have a look on these properties. So here the first property is the molecule should possess high percentage of carbon. So any molecule which possesses high percentage of carbon, and it should be planar, that means all the atoms present in the molecule are present in same plane. And the molecule should consist of 4n plus 2 pi electrons. This is called Huckel's rule. 4n plus 2 pi electrons means, suppose if you take 4n plus 2 pi electrons, if you take n is equal to 1, then we get 6 pi electrons. Or if you take n is equal to 2, then we get 2 4s are 8 plus 2, 10 pi electrons. 6 pi electrons means there should be 3 pi bonds. Each bond consists of 2 electrons, that means it consists of 6 pi electrons, that means 3 pi bonds should be there. Here 10 pi electrons means it should consist of 5 pi bonds. So likewise we have to consider the 4n plus 2 pi electrons. The molecule should possess 4n plus 2 pi electrons. So this rule is given by Huckel, called Huckel's rule. And these pi electrons should always delocalized, that means delocalization of pi electrons takes place. Delocalization means not to be localized. Localized means it should be confined to a fixed point. Delocalization means the pi electron should not be confined to a fixed point. Suppose if you take benzene here, so this benzene consists of 3 pi bonds. So 3 pi bonds means it consists of 6 pi electrons. So these 6 pi electrons should be delocalized, that means they are not confined to a fixed point. That means suppose if these pi electrons are delocalized from here to here, then again these pi electrons are delocalized. Again these pi electrons are delocalized, that means they are changing from one position to another position. Then we get like the structure like this. So the bond will be formed here, here and here. So here the pi electrons are always delocalizing, that means they are not confined to a fixed point. The pi electrons are always rotating, that means delocalizing. Okay, and next one. So these consists of pi bonds, that means they should undergo addition reactions. So generally a molecule which consists of pi bonds is said to be unsaturated molecule. Those unsaturated molecules should involve in substitution reaction. But these aromatic compounds which satisfies these rules undergo substitution reactions rather than addition reactions. So the molecule should undergo substitution reactions rather than addition reaction. And next one, these molecules should possess low heat of hydrogenation value. Okay, so aromatic compounds will possess less amount of heat of hydrogenation value, and they possess low heat of combustion. So heat of combustion should be very low, and these should possess high resonance energy. Resonance energy should be high. If any molecule consists of high amount of resonance energy, those molecules are said to be more stable. So here energy is different from resonance energy. Remember that point. Energy is different from resonance energy. If energy is more, stability is less. But if resonance energy is more, stability will also be more. Okay, clear? So energy is different from resonance energy. So here the molecule should possess high resonance energy. That means the molecule will be more stable. So if any molecule which satisfies all these points is said to be aromatic compound, and those aromatic compounds are generally more stable than normal molecules. Okay, so let us have a look on different examples. So this is benzene. This benzene consists of 6 pi electrons, and this all the carbon atoms are present on same plane, and the delocalization of electrons takes place, and this benzene involves in substitution reactions, and this possesses low amount of heat of hydrogenation value. So this heat of hydrogenation value is nearly 49.8 kilojoules per mole. So very less amount of heat of hydrogenation value is there for benzene, and it should possess less combustion, heat of combustion, and this possesses high resonance energy. The resonance energy of benzene is nearly 36 kilocalories per mole. So the resonance energy of benzene is nearly 36 kilocalories per mole. So here it satisfies all these conditions. So that's why benzene is an aromatic compound. So here it is a benzene. This benzene is aromatic compound. And let us take another example. This is, it consists of 2 benzene nucleus. So this is called naphthalene. You know very well naphthalene ball. This is naphthalene, which consists of 2 benzene nucleus, and the number of pi electrons will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bonds. 5 bonds means 10 pi electrons are there. So 10 pi electrons means if you put n is equal to 2, then in Huckel's rule 4n plus 2 pi electrons, then 4 into 2 plus 2, that means 10 pi electrons will be there, 10 pi electrons. So here also it satisfies Huckel's rule. So and delocalization of electrons takes place. So this naphthalene is also one of the aromatic compound. And if you take another one, if it consists of 3 benzene nucleus, that is called anthracene. Anthracene. So this anthracene consists of how many pi bonds? 7 pi bonds. So 7 pi bonds means it consists of 14 pi electrons. So here also it satisfies 4n plus 2 pi electrons rule, that is Huckel's rule. So all these consist of benzene nucleus and exhibits the property of aromaticity. So these 3 molecules are said to be benzenoid aromatic compounds. And now let us have a look on some more examples. So the next example is this one. Here one nitrogen is there. This is called pyridine. This is pyridine. So this pyridine consists of how many pi electrons? 3 pi bonds are there. That's why it consists of 6 pi electrons, and all the atoms are present in same plane. So this pyridine also belongs to aromatic compound. And next one, it consists of one lone pair. This is called pyrrole. This pyrrole also consists of 4n plus 2 pi electrons. Here 2 pi bonds are there, one lone pair is there. So the lone pair also involves in aromatic sectet. So aromatic sectet means which consists of 6 pi electrons and exhibits the aromaticity. So here 1, 2, 3, 4, that means 2 pi bonds means 4 pi electrons and one lone pair is there. 4 plus 2, 6 pi electrons are there. So here also it satisfies Huckel's rule, but it satisfies Huckel's rule by considering the lone pair of electrons on nitrogen atom also. Remember that point. So this is pyrrole. And if you consider furan, so this is furan, which consists of oxygen, and again this is thiophene. This is furan and this is thiophene. So all these exhibits aromaticity, because all these consists of 4n plus 2 pi electrons, and also the delocalization of pi electrons takes place. So delocalization of these pi electrons takes place. So here this lone pair involves in aromatic sectet. Here also this lone pair involves in aromatic sectet. So all these consists of 4n plus 2 pi electrons and exhibits aromaticity, but they does not consist of any benzene nucleus. So that's why these are called non-benzenoid aromatic compounds. So these are called non-benzenoid aromatic compounds. Okay, clear? And next one, so these are generally molecules, these are exhibits aromaticity, that's why these molecules are generally highly stable. Suppose if there is any ions are there, if the ions exhibits aromaticity, then those ions also generally more stable. So generally ions are less stable than the molecules, but the ions which exhibits the concept of aromaticity are generally more stable. So let us have a look on some ions. So suppose if you take this ion, this is cyclopentadienyl anion is there. So this is anion, cyclopentadienyl anion. So generally this is anion, but this consists of all the atoms in the same plane. So that means it is a planar molecule and it consists of 6 pi electrons. So here the 6 pi electrons means here 2 pi bonds and 1 lone pair is there. Here negative charge means 1 lone pair, that is 2 electrons are there. So here it consists of 6 pi electrons. So that's why it also exhibits the concept of aromaticity. So even though it is an ion, this molecule exhibits aromaticity. That's why it is more stable. Okay, clear? So the cyclopentadienyl anion is generally more stable due to aromaticity. And if you take another molecule, another ion, this is cation, and this consists of 7 carbon atoms. So cyclohepta, 3 double bonds are there. So triennyl. So here it is cation. Positive charge is there, so it is cation. Cyclohepta triennyl cation. So this is also called as tropylium cation. Tropylium cation. So here it also generally ion. So even though it is an ion, it will also exhibit greater stability due to aromaticity. Here also it consists of 6 pi electrons, and delocalization of pi electrons takes place and all the atoms are present in same plane. So that's why it also exhibits aromaticity. So even though it is an ion, this is also generally stable. So here the molecular formula is C7H7 plus it is, and here it is C5H5 minus. So C5H5 minus is cyclopentadienyl anion. This is cyclohepta triennyl cation. So even though these are ions, these are generally more stable due to aromaticity. Okay, clear? Okay, so generally the molecule which exhibits the concept of aromaticity is more stable. So in this way we can predict whether the molecule is stable or not by considering aromaticity. If the molecule exhibits aromaticity, molecule or ion exhibits aromaticity, then the molecule is generally more stable. Now here is a small question for you. Does benzene is a saturated molecule or unsaturated molecule? Saturated or unsaturated molecule? So comment me on comment box. Does benzene is saturated molecule or unsaturated molecule? Please comment me on comment box. Thank you. Like the session, share the session and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.